Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Ghosts and Spirits videos. Another suggestion here that I'm going to go ahead and do a video about. This one is based on something that I did not quite know whether I would associate it with the Ghosts and Spirits side, or maybe even the Cryptids and Monsters side, or maybe even the Urban Legends side. And then even then, there's even portions of it that fit into the aliens and UFOs. So it's pretty much the full gamut, all four categories involving this particular place, location. And the reason why I went with the Ghosts and Spirits side is because I tend to believe more along the lines that it falls more under this category. But I'm going to present as much evidence as possible and then let you decide afterward which area you believe this place falls under. Very mysterious location. I love reading about it, stuff like this, because it makes me wonder, what about visiting it? How would it be whenever you come across it, because of the inherent curiosity. But of course, there's all this danger associated too. And the reason for it is because it has a very ominous name. I'm talking about the mysterious valley of the Headless Corpses, otherwise known as the Nahanni Valley, located in Nahanni National Park, in of itself located there up north in Canada. And the reason why it's called the Mysterious Valley of the Headless Corpses is because of the fact that there was a period of sorts where bodies were being found of people that traveled up to that location. They were mysteriously gone, and then after a while, who knows, a year or so, they were found. And not just found, but unfortunately deceased, with the head missing completely. So to this day, that stuff remains very, very mysterious as to how those people died, especially with regards to the head no longer there. And so I'm going to present as much information as possible to it. So what is the Mysterious Valley of the Headless Corpses? Well, again, it's a location found up north in the Nahanni National Park. Even back then, because this place apparently has been around and visited and lived in for tens of thousands of years, even up to about 9 or 10,000 years. Well, back then, there was a lot of tribes that lived near that area, keyword being near. And the reason for it is, even back then, those tribes realized that that location, the Nahanni Valley, which is, if you go to the Nahanni National Park and you wind up, let's say, crisscrossing the river deep into the mountains, that's the area, the Nahanni Valley. It's a very remote area too, by the way. Even to get to the Nahanni National Park, it's only available by boat or by plane. And the people that traveled there pretty much only travel to just visit the park parts. So hardly anybody goes to the Nahanni Valley portion because it's even remote for its remote location. But in any case, the tribes that lived back then decided, you know what, something is wrong with that location. They firmly believed that it was evil, that there was something there that lived, some entity of some sort that haunted that place, and they considered it either something spirit related, something, I guess, supernatural, maybe even something on the devilish side. But whatever it was, these tribes decided, you know what, we're not going to live directly in that area. And that was such the case for thousands and thousands of years. Now, cut forward to about 1900s or so, and a strange thing happened that came across most of America back then, and it was the gold rush. What had happened was there were rumors that near that area in the Nahanni National Park that there was the influx of gold being found. The idea that if you go there and all of a sudden you find the gold, then guess what? You are rich. The quick rich schemes, in other words. And a lot of people moved up to that location, not heeding any of the, I guess, usual dangers associated with moving way up north into those remote areas. Anyone that follows the history of gold rushes knows that whenever you're dealing with cold temperatures, you're dealing with dangerous situations. Well, a lot of people went, a lot of people were disappointed, came back, but a few unfortunately met tragic circumstances. So cut to these guys, Willie and Frank McLeod. They were two brothers that in 1908 were one of the ones that went up there prospecting to try to find the infamous packs of gold. And when they did so, I guess somehow they were able to get a lot of people to know that they were going there because people were eventually missing them. Somehow, out of the blue, they just went outright missing. And so, friends, family members, fellow gold miners, who knows, tried to look for them, but it was presumed that the brothers either A, fell under the circumstances usually involved, like I was mentioning earlier, with gold hunting out of remote locations in the cold. In other words, they just either got lost and died in the cold, their bodies somewhere, I guess under the snow, or they in turn found the gold, decided not to tell anyone about it in order to keep it in order to themselves, and then ran off with it. So people were speculating as to the true cause of their mysterious disappearance. Well, cut to about a year later, about 1909, and they were found. They were found actually right by the river near the Nahani Park, but unfortunately they were deceased because their bodies had been decapitated. Their heads were completely gone. Nobody knew where the heads were. They were not anywhere near the river. They were just outright gone. So if that were just a simple case, just one single, I guess, isolated case, then that's it. But unfortunately, there were more circumstances just like this. In 1917, there was a prospector, another one by the name of Martin Jorgensen. He too tried to see if he could find all the infamous gold that was there. He was there a little while longer, I guess enough to be able to build a cabin. He started his own mining operation. He settled in there enough so that others again also became familiar with him. So that way when he suddenly disappeared, they started to look for him, and they found him, but they found his cabin burned down to the ground. No cause found as to why it was burned down to the ground, but there it was. But most shocking of all was they found a skeleton within the cabin, also missing its head. The entire skeleton was still there, and it was charred beyond recognition, but it was there. It was his skeleton, but otherwise his skull was completely missing. So that's the second circumstance. Third circumstance, you have to cut to a couple decades later, 1945. There was another miner, name unknown, unfortunately, but he was someone from Ontario, so just local to that area, and he was also found dead. This time in his sleeping bag, but again, also without his head. His head was also completely gone. So that was the third circumstance too. And then on top of that, there was another mysterious circumstance involving a trapper, a guy by the name of John O'Brien. This one, though, I couldn't read if his head was found missing or not, but in either case, he died a mysterious death because all of a sudden his corpse was found as if it was frozen midway in the action of something. In this case, it was him trying to light a fire. It was almost as if, let's say, he was just sitting there, and then it suddenly got so cold within the next few instants that he was running to try to get, I guess, a fire going. But the cold was so quick that he died within those few seconds. It was like almost like he was flash frozen. So that was also another mysterious circumstance. So those are the ones at least involving the mysterious beheadings. All in all, though, by about 1969, 44 other people went missing within that valley. So apparently never found. They just went outright missing as well. So as far as what it is that is causing this, again, there's a speculation that there is something there that the tribesmen knew thousands of years back, something that was evil, something that was supernatural, something that was, I guess, claiming that area that to this day may even still be there, but they knew better in terms of not being able to just, I guess, live there in that area, just live near it, but they knew that there was something evil that was associated there. There's that notion. There's the other idea that it could be, and this was, I was saying earlier, tied more to the cryptid side, because it is believed that there's some kind of thing called the bear dog, or its most scientific name, the amphicyonide, and this one is apparently a cryptid of sorts that lives there too. It could be causing the beheadings, but that doesn't really have too much water, because if you go with that notion, it would be the only cryptid apparently that animalistic cryptid that either doesn't eat the people that it encounters, and then it kills them through the very same manner. So very, very particular circumstance in order for that to work. There's the other idea that it could be UFO related too, because people have stated, the ones that went there, at least to visit the park portion, have cited that there are mysterious lights that they've seen. There's also UFOs apparently that they see there too, traveling along the valley. There's also unusual aerial phenomena, as how it's described too, within that area too. So that also falls within the aliens and UFOs portion. So there's that area too. So what do you guys think as far as the mysterious valley of the Headless Corpses? What could it be? Could it be more on the supernatural side? Could it be more on the cryptid side? Could it be more, let's say, on the UFO side? It's up to you to decide, but based on that information, at least in my instance, I'm going more along the lines of it's on the supernatural side, because it's, to me, it just seems to fall more under that category. By the way, there's one more notion as to what this thing is and what could be causing it. There's the idea that there's still the tribe that's living there, like there's something. It's just natural in the sense that it's people, like it's a tribe of some sort that lives there, but they happen to have a secret location within the valley. In this case, it's like an entrance to some hollow earth area that the tribe lives there and has lived there for thousands and thousands of years, I guess, in secrecy. But anyone that comes across them, then all of a sudden they face the notion that this tribe doesn't want to have their mysterious location found, so they end up killing these poor people and then putting them out there, I guess, near the entrances, the rivers, by the park, and so forth, almost like as a warning sign, especially with the head part missing, showcasing that this is what could happen to you if you come crossing across, let's say, deeper into the valley. So there's that portion too, but again, no evidence related to anything along those lines too. So anyways, if anyone has any more information about this mysterious valley of the Headless Corpses, please post those comments below. It'd be great to hear. If anyone has traveled near that area, again, due to its remote part, it may be a little difficult, but if anyone has any information about that, that would be great to hear too. So alright everybody, thanks again as always, take care.